Well, hello there, YouTube. Work is over. Oh, man, I hit every one of those manholes. We got police action going on up here. There's something going down. But, anyway, work went fine today. Well, now it keeps dropping down as I'm heading north here. I haven't made it that far. But it's 70 now, 73 there for a little bit. It's about 70 and a half maybe. Oh, we had ourselves a fender bender. Oh yeah. Messed that old Ford right the hell up. Ah. Here's the other victims of the thrashing. I take it that moving truck must have done something. The Chevy hit it and the Ford hit the Chevy. That would be my assumption. But anyway, yeah, it was a busy day. Geez, I got this 2012 RTS that came in, and it's in for a huge service. But one of the things the customer was complaining about was the seat latch doesn't work. He never complained about the front cargo not working. I think I might have talked about this morning. But anyway, it turns out it's the ignition switch. There's nothing wrong with the latches. And these things, they don't use them anymore, but they had an electronic switch on the dash. It was the reverse of the park switch. Push the park switch backwards and boom, it would unlock the front cargo area. But those things are kind of problematic anyway. BRP finally just took them off. Keyword's fine, you know. But anyway, this guy's probably using the electric, never realized the key didn't work going that direction. So the guy has extended warranty. It's called BRP, their best thing. It's an extended manufacturer's warranty, so the bike's still under warranty until like 2018 or something crazy like that. But and it's a 2012. And it was purchased in 2012, so fantastic warranty. But anyway, so I have to replace this ignition switch set under warranty, and I have to go by the manufacturer's warranty time, because that's all they're going to pay, you know. So, you know, there was a bulletin on 2014s where there was a vendor issue of some sort. Some of the ignition switches, hey, there's the south side of Mount St. Helens. That's the side y'all never see. I don't know if that's showing up back there or not. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see how well this polarizer works. Mount Adams in the far, far hazy distance. St. Helens is pretty hazy sitting there also. But so anyway, there's this bulletin for 2014s where the mechanical part, oddly enough, the same thing this guy's having a problem with. The mechanical part of the switch that pulls the cables for the front cargo and the seat latch could fail. There's another issue, but that's a whole nother thing. But anyway, that pays, I think it was like 1.6 or 1.4. Hell, I don't remember. And I kind of complained about that time, because that's pretty hard to do that in that amount of time. Even with some little tricks, you know, sneaking in here and there. But that being said, this 2012, kind of a same deal, but it's a different flat rate manual for the 2012s, and there's a lot of crap you gotta take apart, and that switch is not easy to get in and out of there. Granted, I'm doing this service, so I kind of have the thing apart, but anyway, but BRP doesn't know that. You know, it's warranty time is warranty time. So anyway, I looked to see what it was, and to my utter shock, it's half an hour. And with that, I got to change the tumbler for the rear trunk. Hell, it takes a half an hour just to change the tumbler in the rear. Much less all the crazy stuff you got to go through to replace the ignition switch. That's freaking nuts. Man, glad I'm doing a service on this thing. Because that's just wrong. I mean, there's no way anybody, I don't care who you are, can replace the ignition set on a 2012 RT in a half an hour. Check this place out. This is like really cool. He's got it set up like an old gas station. There's an old car sitting there, some old pumps. And then there's another guy up here that has kind of a gas station motif going on. I hope I didn't pass him already. Lollygagging around here, not paying attention. But man, things like that drive you nuts, and you know you're forced to take that time. You can't go, well, there's forms you can fill out, you know, for a flat rate adjustment, but I think the things fall on deaf ears. It doesn't. I've seen some things change, but man, must not be enough people replacing ignition switches to complain. At the bottom, if the online version of the flat rate manual, and which is just a PDF basically, and the printed version, there's a form at the end for sending in a flat rate request. Now whether they'll do anything for a 2012 is beyond me. Probably not. What a bummer. If I wasn't doing that other service, I'd have lost my butt on that thing. But you guys don't care about that stuff. So you know, I was actually in the battleground area when I first started hitting the back roads. There's a different route I was going to take, but you got to go through so many stoplights. I thought, man, that's just a bunch of waste of time. I could just hit the freeway for about 10 miles or so. And so I rode 205 and I-5 just past the fairgrounds I was showing you this morning. And I took the battleground exit there, which is actually a new exit. It's only been there for 5 years, maybe a little longer than that. Yeah, maybe 6 years or so. I drove y'all through here once before. It's like a little marina almost down there, but it's not. But I think what was I on? Spider. I think I was on the Spider and drove through here. I was talking about all the casinos in this little tiny town. I think this is La Center. Yeah, it's La Center. But the drawback of being close to the city, as you can see, I don't have carless access. There's always cars everywhere around here, but it's back roads nonetheless. So I hope this little polarizer gel that's sitting in my lens cup, the protective lens cup that sticks on a bare GoPro, hope that works, or it's working. Where is that stupid? Should probably have that thing handy. My little, I think I folded way down the bottom of my pocket. But see, you guys, if you can see that, that's what it looks like. Looks like the regular lens there, but it's actually a little protective pop-on cover. It's like a press-on tattoo. So, I'm just full of conversation today, aren't I? I was thinking of something the other day, and I was thinking about this morning when I was taking a shower. It's going, what the hell was that the other day? Because I was driving along. It was yesterday. I think it was yesterday. No, it was the day before yesterday, because I drove because it was raining. And anyway, I was coming home with Kelly, and she was rattling on about something, and she got me thinking, and I thought of something. I go, wow, that'd be a really cool thing to tell these guys about. It was something she said reminded me of an event. And you think I can think of what the hell that was? Absolutely. Just nothing comes to mind. It was motorcycle related, because she was talking about work. But, man, if I can think what the heck it was. But, it was something I know I haven't talked about. And it seemed like it was something pretty exciting. I don't remember what that was. I don't remember if it was a crash or... I hate that. Man, years ago, this was probably in 81. Yeah, it was 81. My friend from Texas flew over to see me. And I had just bought, I think like 2 weeks prior, I had just bought the 81 CB750F. She was brand spanking new. I seen that black motorcycle and I just had to have it. And anyway, we decided, it was like a, I don't know, an 80-degree day. I don't remember what time of year it was. But it was an 80-degree day, and we thought, man, let's ride out to the coast. He goes, I was telling him, man, it'd be nice and cool there. And so we jumped on the old 750F, buzzed on out, went down to Seaside. And man, we get to Seaside, and it has to be, you know, like in the mid-50s or something. It was cold as hell. Well, neither one of us had a dime to our name or a pot to piss in, you know. How you are when you're that age, you know. And so anyway, but all we could afford was a sweatshirt. You know how it is when you get to the coast, you know, everything is like a big tourist trap. So you pay about 3 times the price for a sweatshirt that you normally would anywhere else. Because it says Seaside on it, you know. It was either Seaside or Cannon Beach. I think it might have been Cannon Beach. They're not too far from each other, actually. In fact, I think the way we went, we go through Cannon Beach going to Seaside. So anyway, we got the warmest sweatshirts that we could afford, and we hung around the coast there. He had never been on the West Coast at that point. I'm sure he's been out here plenty of times since then. But anyway, we hung out a little bit. Of course, the day got later and it got cooler. And holy mackerel, that had to be one of the coldest rides. And this may sound odd to you. Well, maybe not. I mean, there's a lot of states that, you know, it's like when I was down in, you know, Idaho and Utah and Colorado. There's no helmet law down there. But we made that ride with no helmets. This pair of sunglasses. Holy mackerel, was that cold. Jeez. It's amazing, you know, 34 years later, you still remember how cold a freaking ride was. Oh, why I'm putting along here? I should be bombing through here, shouldn't I? It's not in the mood. I feel like kind of loafing along. Oh, maybe that probably would have been good to be going too fast right there. This old short suspended little sucker. Whatever that little whoop in the road was, I touched down on both ends. Bump. Get out there, bird. But you know that had to be a cold ride to remember that sucker all these years later. I think I told you guys, yeah, I told you, oh, I lost the finger nuts. I'm trying to let little things spin through my head here. See if I can, well, that bug hit like right at the bottom of my shield. I could have even splashed some Gunji on the old lens there, but it didn't. Love this little mirror thing. That just trips me out. But like this morning, you know, with those gloves on, it's pretty tough to get that thing in and out of my pocket. Man, I'm here to tell you, you hit a good-sized bump in the road with this thing. And the old iron, she goes, just want to remind you that I am a short suspended sportster. Part of Harley's lowrider line. I knocked some of the low out of it with the fork springs and the 2-inch longer shocks. You know, I have to say though, you know, if you guys can remember that far back, you know, other than dragging literally everything on it, I mean, I even drug the exhaust on it. I think the exhaust would actually hit before the right peg would hit. And it's still scratched. I still got the stock header on there. I just put slip-ons. But it was a very, very smooth ride. And even though it bottomed out quite frequently, and she'd touch down in the slightest turn. Yeah, it's just me. I'm too big of a guy to be on it, I'm sure, weight-wise. But it was an incredibly smooth ride. And when it bottomed, it was quite soft. It had fantastic bump stops in the rear shocks on those stock shocks, which is very unlike stock shocks. Stock shocks I had on that 1200 low when I got that thing. One time I hit, it's out on West Side Highway. There's this kind of a hidden bump in the road. I think I stopped and showed you guys that thing one day, a couple years ago. And you sneak into it, and you ramp out of it real quick. Bam! And man, I could hardly walk for like 2 weeks. I still have a back injury from being rear-ended by a drunk guy. And I didn't have uninsured motors. I don't even know if that was even available to us back then. Who knows? But I just ate it. I mean, the guy had no license, no insurance, and I actually thought I was fine. I didn't realize I was hurt. But here it is, 23 years later, I still can't run. I can kind of do like a skipping run, but if I break out in a dead run, I won't be walking for about a week. I mean, I can walk, but I mean, I'm in severe pain. Wow, I just drove by the old Woodland Honda building again. Anyway, there was a little back road thing that takes me out to another exit up here. But I'm gonna hit the freeway here for a few miles, because there's not an easy way to get from Woodland to Kalama on back roads. And in fact, it's been so long since I've done it, I don't even remember how to do it. So in lieu of that, where the headwind is usually the worst, I'm gonna rip down the freeway here for a bit and just burn those miles down. And I'm stop in Kalama where I stopped with the I don't think I used that, but I'm gonna stop where I haven't used it yet. So if I never used it, I stopped in Kalama and got gas at the Chevron station there. Well, I'm gonna do that again today. Well, this will be a good test. It's the headwind's not as bad as what it was, but it's pretty substantial. So if you can see that flag out there, the flag is just ripping. You can see the trees all bowed over. So yeah, pretty substantial headwind. I would imagine it's probably hitting me at about 20 miles an hour, which isn't the end of the world. But when you're going 70, I'm riding in a 90 mile per hour condition. So the reason I didn't say bye before I got on the freeway is I actually want to see what this, how the Cena handles the wind, see if it does a better job. The other thing I'm kind of concerned with, where I had a problem doing this before, is I'm wearing earplugs, and I can hear myself really good in my head, so I tend to talk too quiet. because if I talk any louder, I feel like I'm screaming, when the reality is I'm not hearing the sound that's actually hitting the helmet, so I talk too quiet. But anyway, I will go. I got to go through what's referred to around here as the super curves. More so on the other side than this side. A lot of accidents around up on these super curves. I actually got pulled over and got a ticket there about 7 years or so ago, and the reason for the ticket was completely ridiculous. The cop he was an older gentleman and literally flipped out. I mean, he was beat red in the face, he was so mad. And he got me for lane travel. And there's a whole story to it. But anyway, I wrote the judge. There's a thing, because I'm in Collins County now. Clark County's back there. But, so anyway, the Collins County Courthouse is right there in Kelso. So there's a deal there where you log on to deal with your ticket, and there's a thing to, plead your case online. So I think I pleaded not guilty, and I wrote out a big deal to the judge. And I got about 2 weeks later, I got an email saying that case is dismissed. But I was pulled over right there in that group of trees. I had just gone through the super curves there. And he was doing the most ridiculous thing. And that was part of the deal, the way he was driving. Very erratic. And at one point, I sped past him. I went past him about 73. But I think that just set him right off, the nerve of me. I won't go into the whole story, because that's a whole nother story. But anyway, hell, I'm going to talk myself right into Kalama up here. So, I mean, I literally have about a mile or so to go here. So I talked too long on this. I don't want to make a 3-part, drive to work and back on the Iron kind of a thing. But I'm going to slip out, and I'll talk to you here in just a few. We'll see you now. Bye-bye.